Hello everybody and welcome to week 1 of the NPCC. This is the battle against what the hell? I can't even remember the name again. The Newbark Nidos and their coach Nido God. Of course I'll have a link to his description. A link to his channel in the description below, and a link to his Twitter, along with the links to the NPCC Twitter, and just all that good jazz with all the music that's related to this. So let's get this battle started. So as you guys can see, he's got the Sylveon, Amoonguss, Mega Houndoom, Swellow, Alakazam, and Manaphy. So I, of course, brought my Tyranitar, Heliolisk, Hitmontop, Arcanine, Excadrill, and Oh, did I say Hitmontop? I meant Blastoise and Hitmonlee. What the fuck? Whenever I see a Rapid Spinner, I always think Hitmontop. So I'm, like I said before, I'm always gonna lead off with my Tyranitar in any of the matchups here. So that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing. So here we're getting the battle started, and Josh KP9 is issuing a challenge. So I lead off with Bangers the Tyranitar, and he leads off with the Manaphy, the Manaphy, just like I wanted. So here, this is totally a bad matchup. He thinks I'm going to swap out. I'm going to stay in and go for the T-Wave here. Make sure I can T-Wave this thing so it can't do much work to me, even with the Tail Glow. So T-Wave goes off, perfect, 100% accurate move, hits. He doesn't have a Lumberry or anything, which is perfect. And Sandstorm's going to be doing a little bit of damage. So now I have the option to swap out into Heliolisk, or I can go straight up for the Thunderbolt and get damage because I have the Patcho Berry on. So Thunderbolt does 44 to 50 something. That looks like a 49. Maybe a little bit more than that, a little less with Sandstorm. So Patcho Berry allows me to live that. Now I was debating whether or not I should go into Heliolisk because it's probably going to go for Scald again. And I honestly, in retrospect, it was a better play to go into Heliolisk, but I decided to just stay in and go for another Thunderbolt and get some damage off on this thing, because Tyranitar is only going to be walling the Swellow, and I mean, I guess it did a lot to the Alakazams, so maybe this was a bad misplay. This was probably a bad play here, but I figured I can handle the other stuff the other way anyways. So now I decide to go into my Heliolisk. After he gets his leftovers recovery, of course. I bring in Heliolisk, Crispy the Heliolisk, and I just decide he has no ground immunity here. I decide to go for a Volt Switch as he goes into Vulgarity, the Amoonguss, and that's fine because I get a free swap into Arcanine now. He can't do anything about that. So I bring in Arcanine. I'm like super excited because now I can go for Flare Blitz. I hit Flare Blitz and I'm like, oh, he has Houndoom with Flash Fire. I mean, it's fine because, like I said in the team builder, I can take any one hit from Houndoom and reply to it in turn with a close combat and take it out. So even with its Mega Evolution up, it's gonna be completely fine. If he crits, then I'm dead, but it doesn't really matter. He can't go for a Fire Blast here because I have Flash Fire, and he probably is thinking that I have Flash Fire. So he just decides to go for a Dark Pulse. Now I would have been really, really fucking upset if it flinched or crit here, because then I would have died, and then I would have had to bring in Hitmonlee. So I go for the close combat. It gets killed. That's perfect because I need Arcanine to take out that Amoonguss. Amoonguss is the problem for my team. Like even with Heliolisk, if it's specially defensive, Hyper Voice doesn't do enough. Excadrill, if it's physically defensive, does 51% minimum, which is fine, but then it can reply with a foul play and destroy my butthole. So I bring in Mega Blastoise here because he hasn't set up hazards, and it's not going to be doing too much to me. Like, I'm not going to be able to, like, the only thing I would want to swap this in on is the Manaphy, and Manaphy's basically dead. So I don't need Blastoise at this moment, so I bring it in expecting just, I could die to a Side Shock or something here. So that's completely fine with me. So I let Blastoise go down. And now I bring in Batista. He's probably going to swap out, but I decided to just go for knockoff, seeing if he was focus sashed or not. And it turns out he's not, because I don't exactly need Batista at this moment. I just wanted to get the knockoff on. It turned out he was Life Orb, so that worked out for me. So now I'm walled by this thing. There's no reason for me to stay in. I'm gonna go into Arcanine, my swapping for this, and I have the safety goggles as he goes for his Spore, which is completely fine for me. Now he's gonna withdraw and go into his Sylveon, as I'm gonna get a really nice Flare Blitz off on this thing. I don't know why he didn't just sack the Manaphy, because the Manaphy wasn't gonna be doing much. Maybe it had rest and hydration, but it didn't really matter. So after leftovers and the next turn, I didn't want to lose this thing to another Flare Blitz, so I decide I'm gonna swap out, go back into Batista, because it has Poison Jab. I can take it out if he doesn't go for a Side Shock, or like I said, I don't really need Batista anymore, so it's completely fine if he kills it. So he goes for the Poison. I go for the Poison Jab, is able to take out Tattle the Sylveon, which is fine, perfectly fine for me. Now he brings in Tom the Swellow, and like I said before, I'm basically sacking this thing off, so there's no reason for me to keep it in or swap it out, as he goes for the U-turn, which is completely fine. I don't know if he was running, I'm pretty sure he's running special, but I'm not sure. As he goes into Vulgarity, the Amoonguss, I'm thinking, okay, so I need to just lower this thing down enough to where Excadrill can come in and do his max of 51% to this thing, or its minimum of 51%. So I keep going for Poison Jabs as he's going for Giga Drains, because he knows he can outstall me or live any hits. I don't think he has Synthesis at all or Leech Seed. He probably would have gone for it if he did have those. He probably had like Giga Drain, Foul Play, Sludge Bomb, and some other move. So I'm able to go for one more Poison Jab, and of course I can't poison from here, but I'm hoping maybe I can crit a little bit. That way for sure I can take it out with the Excadrill, because I don't want Arcanine to go down to recoil, and plus if he swaps in, say, the Swellow, my Arcanine is gonna go down to the recoil, but so would his Swellow. So I'm gonna decide to go into McDriller here. He looks about at 51%, which is perfect for me, as I go for the Earthquake. It's a safe play. I can lift anyone's hit from his Pokemon. I go for the Earthquake, and it's completely fine as he brings this in. A Heat Wave, even if it's max modest choice specs, just like 70% to me, so I can live it. And I reply with an Iron, because I didn't want to risk a Rock Slide miss. And I am Life Orb, so it doesn't really change anything. I get the Life Orb recoil from that. As he goes into Amoonguss, and I'm like, okay, well, he can kill me with a Foul Play or possibly even a Giga Drain here. If he goes for a Giga Drain, I have a chance to live it. As I go for the Earthquake, just to get some damage off, because then Helios can take it out. And I get a crit, so the crit matters a little bit. It just saves some differential here. It doesn't change it too much. It changed it from like a 2-0 to a 3-0, so it didn't matter very much, because the Manaphy wasn't going to be able to do anything. Even if it got a rest off, Heliolisk would have been easily able to KO it here. And that's a 3-0 victory in our favor against the Newbark Nidos. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go subscribe to the Newbark Nidos coach, Nido God, and make sure you guys follow the NPCC Twitter and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the video. So thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Later.